Hey guys, today we are going to look at action figures from June 2023. What I do is I pull up the eBay listings, the highest. I find about 20-ish interesting ones that I feel we could find out there in the wild. And this is for resellers or collectors to know what's going for big money. So come along, make sure you subscribe if you're watching this. I'd really appreciate it. Thanks. Here we have Greatest American Hero Vintage 1981 Mego Convertible Bug with Action Figures, sold for a winning bid of $3,000 with one bid. Here we have Vintage Mego Hulk, World's Greatest Superheroes, AFA graded 75, sold for a best offer of $3,000. Here we have Vintage Mask Laser Command MISB Kenner mask with AFA custom case, no reserve, sold for $3,300 with 37 bids. Here we have Vintage Playmates 1990 Dick Tracy, the blank figure MOC, sold for a best offer from $3,499. Here we have vintage 1969 G.I. Joe Adventures of Spaceman slash Spacewalk box astronaut set, sold for $4,050 with 28 bids. Here we have vintage 1985 G.I. Joe USS Flag aircraft carrier Cobra Hasbro G.I. Joe near complete, sold for $3,600. Here we have vintage Playmates 1990 TMNT Technodrome Double Decker Fortress MISB new, sold for $4,249. Here we have vintage Scare Glow MOTU MOC Clear slash GITD Halberd US card Grail piece great find, sold for a best offer of 4,500. Here we have new vintage Thundercats Lion-O and Snarf LJN toys 1985, unopened, super rare, sold for $4,629. Here we have 31 vintage Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, figures 1988 to 91. Playmates, new, sealed, sold for $5,000. Here we have vintage Hasbro 1985 G.I. Joe Cobras Sentry and Missile System SMS AFA 80 rare, sold for a best offer of $5,299. Here we have vintage, the $6 Million Man, Venus Space Probe Rare, vintage 1978, sold for $5,499. Here we have X-799 mint in box vintage 80s Hasbro G1 Transformers Omega Supreme, sold for $6,105 with 39 bids. Here we have vintage 1982 Kenner Star Wars ESB stored display Hoth scene graded AFA 85 NM plus, sold for a best offer of $6,000. Here we have Star Wars 1983 vintage Lily Letty ROTJ Regresso 30 back Yoda MOC AFA 60, sold for $6,433 with 41 bids. Here we have vintage Yak Face 1984 Star Wars POTF MOC original Kenner figure REF T0178T, sold for $6,692 with two bids. Here we have Indiana Jones, ROTLA, 1982, vintage Kenner Arabian Horse, MOC, AFA 85, sold for $6,977 with 30 bids. Here we have 1981 Mattel Incorporated, original vintage Masters of the Universe, He-Man, and Battle Cat, sold for $7,999. Here we have X911 Mint in sealed box, vintage 80s Hasbro G1 Transformers Target Master Cyclonus, sold for $8,544 with 33 bids. Here we have X-907 Mint in sealed box, vintage 1980s G1 Transformers Target Master Scourge, sold for $8,555 with 39 bids. Here we have vintage 1984 to 85 Justra Diaclone Optimus Prime, extremely rare, sold for a best offer of $8,999. Here is a vintage Kenner Star Wars 12 back B carded Chewbacca AFA 85 parentheses C85 B85 F80, sold for a best offer from $9,999. Here we have Transformers G1 1984 Takara O1 Convoy Optimus Prime MIB Vintage Japanese, sold for $10,000. Here we have 1980s Kenner Star Wars Boba Fett ESB 21 back MOC AFA 85 parentheses 85/80/85 vintage, sold for a best offer from $10,499. Here we have X-946 Mint in Box, Vintage 80s Hasbro, G1 Transformers, Headmaster Fortress Maximus, sold for $10,830 with 42 bids.